How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? Well, it looks like we got some familiar names in the room. We got a lot more people this time coming in, so good to see you guys back. How many of you guys have been to my webinars before? Yeah, pet cats. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so I want to start off by saying thank you to FX Street for having me here. Gordon, okay, welcome back as well. So yeah, thank you FX Street for having me here. We do this once every month. This is a premium webinar, so we do talk a little bit more in detail. So it's always great to see some regular faces in here showing up every month. So today we're going to do some live analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the markets and seeing, well, what do we have in play? I'm going to be showing you some of my trades from my community as well, showing you what are my top traders doing in my community, what are they looking at, what are the things they've recently looked at, how much money they made from it, etc. So we're going to be doing all that stuff. We don't have much time with each other today. We've got like 30 minutes together, so let's go straight into it. We won't have much time to do introductions and back and forth. So if you guys don't mind, we'll save that for next time and we'll go dive straight into the material, yeah? Okay, so let's jump on to the elite community over at Forex Watchers. Okay, here we go. All right. First of all, let's go start off with the currency strength. Let's see what we're looking at here. Where is the big boys' money hanging around? Okay, today being 20th of September, we're looking at yen at -7, pound at 7, CAD at New Zealand. Okay, so that is CAD, New Zealand, yen, what was the other one? And pound. Okay, so pound and New Zealand are the strong ones, and the rest are weak. So let's start with pound, yeah? We'll go ahead and begin with pound. We'll take a look at the whole pound group, find out what's going on there, and we'll take it from there. I'll open up pound. In the meantime, while that's loading up, let's take a look at directly into what the members are looking at. So I don't see anything latest on today. Okay, let me go into member analysis. Let's see if there's looking at something. The students are looking at something. Okay, 6 hours ago, New Zealand CAD. Okay. Remember, New Zealand was strong, CAD was weak. Okay, prices at a 4-hour breach got rejected 60. I don't like it too much. Okay, we'll take a look at this New Zealand CAD. Okay, some of my students are looking at this for a sell, and here are some of their analysis. So this, generally what we do is no one's allowed to just post a trade and say, oh yeah, I said it was going to go down, so look, it's going down. No, none of that nonsense in my community. Nothing. It's not allowed. So what we do here is you do your training, you do your pre-analysis, you put it up, what you're thinking about in the markets. When you enter the trade, you put that up, okay, that you're in the trade. Here's a screenshot, here's a video. And then once the trade is done, you put that up. And then a day or something later, you put in the post analysis of what did you do right, what did you do wrong, what did you learn from it, and then any questions from other members as well. So they start putting in it. But everyone trades in a very specific way that is obviously taught by me, which we cover a lot in these premium webinars as well at FX Street. Okay, all right. So we'll have a look at this New Zealand CAD. We'll just pop into that one real quick to see what's going on with that sell. Okay, looks like this was just 6 hours ago. Okay, 6 hours ago was the last post. When was this posted here? Let's take a look. 2 days ago. Okay, so let's have a look at that one real quick. Let's try that again. Okay, just gonna refresh this. But yeah, is the audio and screen clear? I know my trading view is a bit slow right now, but can you guys hear me just fine? Or is the audio lagging or something? Yeah, oh, okay, okay, good, good, good. While this loads, anyone new in here? First time to the FX Street Premium? Or first time to my webinars? Anyone new? Or everyone pretty much has a background on who I am and all of my webinars on YouTube and FX Street. Okay, why isn't this loading? Let's just go to Trading View again. Sometimes I guess you just need a software. Okay, let me open it up on a different browser, see if that works. Still nothing. Okay. Here we go. Okay, New Zealand CAD. Okay, let's open that up as well, just to make sure speed is okay. All right, here we go. So New Zealand CAD. Let's start off with the daily outlook here. We'll start with the daily or work our way in. Looking at a market with a downtrend in here. Okay, severe turns around in this area. We had our recent seller's territory here. That's the guy who moved the market down. And we are looking at the market starting to rise at this stage. What happened? What just happened? Okay. Let's go back to New Zealand CAD. All right. So, start with the daily. Yeah. So, downtrend market. Okay. Downtrend market, looking at seller's territory. That's the guy who started it. And we got a severe turnaround from the market in this area. However, looking at the sharpness of how things are turning around, if I can get the price to come right back into here, I would be more interested into a sell myself. However, looking at the way things are looking right now, the buyers are way too aggressive. So let's have a look at the rest of the New Zealand group to actually find out, well, what's the story? What's actually going on here? Okay, we'll have a look at that as well. Let's pop over to the New Zealand group real quick. New Zealand, there we go. All right, here we are. Okay, so New Zealand dollar. Okay, so this looks like the weekly is starting to kick in on this one. All right, let's have a look at some of the other ones. New Zealand CAD, we saw that one. New Zealand yen. Okay, so the way things are looking, looks like New Zealand is completely turning around. So it's no longer going to be no, this is incorrect. This is strong. So this from 2 days ago, this is incorrect. So what was this guy trying to do? Prices of 4 I reached, got it rejected, 16 made a seller. V, I don't like it too much. Everything depends on the test now. Okay. Be careful. Okay. Yeah. So this one they were looking at it for a sell. I don't know if they continued with the sell or they ditched it. Okay, let me just check the latest post on this. Just want to confirm that they're on the right track. 15 looks like ultra aggressive entry for probably platinum. Way too much. Okay. Yeah, they're still. This is CAD Swiss franc. It's a different one. Okay, so it looks like they were finally abandoning it because I don't see any trades or anything in here. So, all right. So all of the New Zealands are strong. Okay, notice one thing unique here. Look at where price for New Zealand USD is. Price is right here in a turn, like in a market that's an overall uptrend. Okay, and the supports were holding. Okay, so that's one thing. Here's another thing to notice. Okay, New Zealand CAD was the only one in a overall downtrend. Okay, so obviously going for the sell is ideal for that one, and going for the buy makes this one the weakest one. Okay, and all the other ones are actually turning around a lot faster. Okay, overall higher lows sequences coming in. So, uh, so for a buy, New Zealand CAD is the worst one, but to do a buy on any others, they're okay. So let's try to find out. Is any of you guys looking at New Zealand this week by any chance? Okay, if not, we'll jump straight into pound. Otherwise, if you guys want, I will find something for you guys on New Zealand. Okay, what are we doing here? 3.3 and 0.8. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's go into pound. Here we go. Here's pound. Let's delete all this. Okay, pound dollar. Okay. Okay, pound is supposed to be a buy across the market. Okay, everything is extremely strong. We don't want prices all the way up here. It's way too expensive. So there's nothing we can actually do on pound as of right now. Prices are way too high. Imagine this, like you're going to buy a product and the price is way too high. No one buys at a very, very high price, expecting price to go even higher. We need a discount to get in, and there is no discount here. So whole pound is out as of right now. Okay, let's go into the yens. Take a look at what's in action at yen. Okay, pounds on standby. New Zealand will have a look. What are we looking at? Yen. Okay, yen is weak across the board. Okay, we're looking for an entry to get in somewhere. Nothing. Everything is still too high up. Okay, what else we got? Okay, what was the other one I wrote down? New Zealand and CAD. Let's go into the CAD group. Okay. Here we are in the CAD group. Okay, CAD is strong across the board. So CAD is good. CAD looks good. Okay, so all right. Yeah, CAD looks good. So now CAD strength can still be held. Okay, CAD strength can still be held. What are we looking at on this entire group? CAD is at -5. Okay, -5, which means temporarily they're extremely, extremely weak. But overall, they're going to be strong. So I would go for sells on all CAD pairs. Okay, let's just find out an opportunity where we can get in, what prices we can get in, and what looks like a good deal. Okay, New Zealand CAD is out as of right now because it's not agreeing with the structure. Okay, we're not going to be messing with that right now. It's too aggressive, too powerful. Okay, USD CAD. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so the daily is currently in a downtrend. We're looking at some SNR levels over here and looking at, okay, we're not going to obviously sell down there, selling down there, and we expect it to sell even further. That's like, gambling. So now that prices come up a little bit, we have a better discounted price, but we want to make sure that price will actually go down after this. So we want to gauge the momentum as well to find out what's going on in the situation. And from the looks of it, this is pretty much ready to go for a sell. Any tests up into this area, I would be interested in taking sells. Okay, so here's the outlook on this. Okay, a lot of people would initiate a sell over here. Okay, why is that? Because the momentum of the up move faded. Okay, it's faded here. You see this here? It's almost like this area had no higher high. Okay, it just poked above and poked back down, but definitely this one definitely had no higher high. See that? And then after that, following that, we started to make lower lows, in fact. As that thing makes lower lows, many people jump onto the sell, and they're all caught sellers. They're done for, they're cooked. Which means if we do the sell from here, we want to observe this area carefully because this is where the big buyers stepped in very aggressively. So we're not going for a lower low sequence quite yet. Okay, if we do a sell from these areas, we want to take it down to somewhere in this vicinity first watch how it reacts, maybe even remove 50% of our positions, move stop losses to zero, blah, 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 do our trade management, and then based on that price from there, if we don't see too much of a struggle, then we can even scale in, add a position, maybe, take out 50%, but add in 25% again, and rescale it based on how it comes down here and how it bounces. If it bounces deep, then watch out. But if it comes down to this area and it bounces, very struggling looking, then that's a good sign. Okay, that's a good sign. Then we want to pretty much get ready for the sells again. Okay, and then we're going to be aiming for these areas down here. Okay, so that's additional 25% gain. Okay, now if you have your entries in here and your stop loss is just above here, we're looking at a 300 to 500% gain on this trade for a sell. Now, this is just the trade analysis part. Okay, we want to make sure that the US dollar is okay with this. Okay, remember, if we're going to be doing trading, our main objective is not how can I make money and make a lot of money. No, that's garbage. We don't want to think like that. We want to think what can hurt us. If you solve that, you put more money in your pocket than ever before. You need to find out what can hurt you. Okay, so we found out a trade here where we can do the sell. However, we need to make sure if the US dollar is okay with the sell. So let's jump into the US dollar real quick and find out if there is anything obstructing what we're trying to do in the US dollar. So this one was USD CAD. Let's have a look at US dollar. Let me move these gray scenes out of here. Let me get it all clean for you guys. Oops, sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, I put them in gray sometimes when there's a conflict of interest, which means I don't touch that pair. Okay, so just eyeballing it from your eyes from a distance. Okay, US dollar here, weak, weak, weak. Okay, starting to be weak. Remember, New Zealand has switched directions, so that one's interesting. Okay, New Zealand was weak, but now, New Zealand was weak, but if US dollar is weak and New Zealand is weak, that doesn't work. Markets are not going to go anywhere, right? So it goes sideways. So if New Zealand dollar is changing direction to strong, that's okay. The US dollar will continue to be weak now, and it's finally blasting north. So we got weak across the top. Let's check the bottom. Remember, now the bottom is inversed. We got US dollar on the left side, which means the chart needs to be in a downward angle to say it's weak. US dollar and Swiss franc doesn't make any sense. It has no distinctive flow of the market, so that one is going to be gray. Okay, we're going to watch out for that one and not mess with that one. That's too high of a risk, which means if you expect the sells to go down, why are the buyers jumping up so high and so deep? Okay, that's high risk. Okay, which means you're trying to sell in the market where there's buyers jumping in very aggressively every single time it goes down. You don't want to mess with that. Okay, USD CAD, same situation. We got US dollar very, very weak. CAD barely able to push up. That's the one that we like, right? That's the one that we like. So that's a good one. Okay, and we got a discounted price on that. So that's excellent. And then finally, we got USD yen. USD yen is now in this massive range. Not to mention in this range, US dollar is strong here. Okay, why is US dollar strong here? Why is this the unusual US dollar? It's because yen is also flaring up. What's yen doing? Yen's a -7, which means yen is also weak. So all this means is yen is weaker. Okay, we don't want to mess with a weak and a weaker. Okay, that's like a competing economy. We don't want to mess with that. Okay, because that's going to give you whipsaws. You ever notice your trades are getting stopped out by a little spike and stuff like that? No, that's the reason. That's the reason these things get spiked. It's because you have power on both sides coming in to fight. Okay, so we're down to these many pairs, USD CAD being our best pair, and now we've officially seen that US dollar has no problem with USD CAD doing what it needs to do. Okay, so back to USD CAD. Everyone with me so far? Okay, USD CAD, yeah? sorry for anyone who's new in here and they're like, holy crap, this guy talks so fast and I have no idea what he's talking about. So you might have to watch this a couple of times, but if you've watched all of my previous, you're a premium student now, which means you have access to all the previous things that I've done. So you can watch the recordings, pick up on stuff, how I trade, how I teach, and stuff like that, give you a better understanding. So yeah, but everyone okay so far so good? Makes sense what we're doing with the USD CAD? We have a 3R to a 5R potential on this trade, which is 300 to 500% based on your risk. Yeah, cool. Okay, moving forward. Moving forward. Okay, now, so we saw, what is this? Okay, we discussed opportunity. Okay, what else did we do? We discussed opportunity. We checked the risk. Okay, now what we didn't do is scenarios. Okay, what are the different scenarios that can happen on this? Okay, one, obviously it plays out as we expected. It goes all the way down to here, bounces, goes down further. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two goes down to here, bounces up really high, in which case, hopefully you took out some money down here and your stops are already at zero at this stage. Okay, that's scenario number two. Okay, you want to be prepared for all these different plays. Okay, we call them plays because this is how the markets can end up. There is never a situation where you think it's going to be like this. I am sure it's guaranteed. Not possible. Okay, so always be ready. Always be ready. Okay, so you got scenario one, you got scenario two. All right, then let's take a look at what is scenario three. What if the trade doesn't work in your favor? What if it comes down to this SNR area here, comes down, hovers around a little bit here, and then it jumps up. And then it jumps up. Okay, all of you guys in the room, especially some of you guys who have been to my previous recordings or webinars or stuff like that, this is a quiz for all of you guys. What do you do now if that situation happens? What is your benefit? What is your risk? How do you do risk management at that moment? What's the game plan? I can see silence in the room. Either you guys are all typing or you guys are all afraid to answer. Okay, well, since we're short on time, I'm just going to explain the two different scenarios that can happen here. And those of you who are already thinking it in your mind, good for you guys. Here's a couple scenarios that can happen. Okay, because to the big boys, this is a downtrend, right? Which is a good thing. But to the immediate term players, this is an uptrend. Okay, an uptrend that shows signs of strength. That's a strong up move. So any slowing down movement coming down is going to make them really hit the buys hard. Okay, they're going to start hitting the buys hard. But we always know when it comes case to the smaller player and the bigger player, right? The guys on the 4 hours versus the guys on the daily chart. The daily chart guys will have a lot more money. Okay, there are a lot more money driving behind it. So the big boys always win at the end of the day. That's like the concept you cannot forget. Okay, the larger chart will always win. So when you have that situation in mind and you're seeing this scenario starting to play out, there is a scenario, what if my big boy lets go of the gas pedal as it comes down and he says, okay, I'm out. If he is out, we don't get to see all the orders, right? We don't have access to that kind of information where, he just exited his positions. Okay, he just removed $20 billion out of this thing. Markets are going to start to rise because that guy who hit the sell buttons, to close the sell, he has to hit the buy. And as he hits the buys and more people thinking that this is an uptrend, that support equals resistance hits the buy, this thing will jump and it will jump fast. Okay? So in all these situations, your only true benefit at this stage is, can you get a price high enough that if price does react off of this area, you are able to get out of that position with nominal loss, if not break even. The more the market starts to go down and the more closer you chase it, you know scenario 3 is now an open risk to you. Okay, scenario 3 is going to be now your death. You still have scenario 1 and 2, all the things that can money. Yeah, that feels great to hear. But you now expose yourself to scenario 3. And that exposure can cost you money. Okay. In the real world, you go into any hedge funds or any company to work or any bank to work, and you have that kind of a risk coming at you, you're going to get fired. You're going to get fired. You have to be careful. Okay. So you got to run through the scenarios. You got to run through the possibilities. You got to find out what's the opportunity that you have. A real opportunity is actually one that produces the least risk. That's an opportunity. An opportunity is not like, oh, well, if I hit the sell from here and the sell goes all the way down 500 pips, I can make a lot of money. Just imagine how much money that could be. No. That's gambling. Do not think in those terms ever. Always think in this direction. Did you check your risk? Did you check your risk? And the more you play with that, the better you get at it. The better you become at controlling risk. Yeah. Everyone get it so far? It's good. We were able to squeeze in one quick trade for you guys, so you guys have an idea on what to expect, what to do, 3 different scenarios, how to be prepared for it, how to be geared for it, where you can exit some of your and take some of the money out, where you can add positions to add more money in there. And not only that, you have, okay, if you want to call it the blessing of the big boy saying they're willing to sell. You also have the blessing of the whole US dollar currency saying they're willing to go for US dollar weakness. And you also have the blessing of the Canadian dollar saying I am strong across the board. Okay. So you got all these bigger, large players visible that's visible on this chart, but also invisible because most people do not do the research that we just did. They don't go through all the US dollar pairs and all the Canadian dollar pairs. They're too lazy. They just want to make a quick money, right? So they won't do that research. We just did all that research and everything says you're clear. But even though everything says you're clear, you still got to do your scenarios check. And what we have is the biggest risk that we have is scenario 3. If we enter too late on this and we do not get a price closer to up here and we get a price closer to down here, scenario 3 will come back and bite us. Okay? All right, so keep that in mind. Watch how this thing plays out. And you guys can let me know if you have any questions on this. My email address is navin@urbanforex.com. I look forward to seeing your progress on this. And if you make some money off of this, share your statement with me. I'll be more than happy to see that. And yeah, thank you, FX Street, for having me here today. That's all the time we have with ourselves. We stretched it out for an additional 10 minutes, but we did start late. Thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next month around the same time. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. Have a good day.